Hi, everyone. I'm Diane Kubal, founder of Fulcrum Network, and I have joining me today Dr. Susan Cain of the Corporate Learning Institute. And she is the creator of the DISC Professional Styles Assessment. I know you've heard there's a lot of DISC assessments out there, but she's created her own. So, Sue, tell us, why did you create your own DISC assessment?
Well, I created the DISC assessment with a team of interns from Elmhurst University, IO students actually, over a period of about 2 years, because I feel that assessments should be readily available to people that can both afford and not afford them. And so we made an assessment that I feel is at a better price point and is available to more people on a scaled level that way. So if you want to offer it throughout your organization, it's going to cost you less money. But it's also a simpler tool that it's not elaborate, and yet it offers enough information that I think people will really benefit from it.
Yeah, I love the tool, and we use it in all of our Modern Managers series programs, and we're getting phenomenal feedback because it's so simple, it's so friendly, so easy to use. So besides that, how else is it different?
Well, I think we've included some handouts, job aids, and kind of complementary pieces, Diane, that allow people to kind of sculpt each program specifically towards topics they're more interested in. So it is a general assessment, but then we have provided all sorts of job aids and handouts to help people kind of go into that um, training area that they specifically want to focus on. So DISC and time management, DISC and emotional intelligence, DISC and um, delegation, DISC and COVID. How do we survive COVID, DISC and hybrid teams? So we have a lot of those types of really user-friendly assessment tools that can kind of complement the actual general assessment.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I love is that you are the tool queen and really provide managers and employees something that is a takeaway that they can use back on the job. And I think that's a real key differentiator. And they're all little one pagers. And this is why, we really love it because in our Modern Manager series, we have job aids for 6 different contexts. And we're going to be talking about that in subsequent videos. So, anything more about how this disc can be used?
Well, sure. I mean, I have clients using DISC everywhere from the hiring process, which I'm not certain I would recommend, but I think it's interesting. You have to keep in mind that the DISC is a general assessment. It's general like a zip code. So it's useful for telling you about people's preferences. It doesn't speak to their abilities. It doesn't speak to their maturity level. It speaks to their preferences and how they show up and what they prioritize on a task. So I think it's really useful for that. And the other really, I mean, systematic use that I see is in managing conflict and developing collaboration. Because if we all understood that differences were a good thing, but they're very difficult to support, people with a different profile than yours are sometimes A, hard to understand, and B, difficult to support in ways because you're so unfamiliar with what their priorities are. The DISC does a beautiful job of saying, look, here's where this person is coming from. This is their priorities and their preferences. Here's where you can begin to be useful in leveraging their skills and their strengths, but also in supporting their blind spots and challenges. I think that's useful.
Yeah, absolutely. So certainly, the disc is a tool. It's not the be all end all, but it has a lot of really varied applications and different contexts and can be very helpful. And I think really easy to understand, much easier than some of the other more complex and more expensive assessments out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to continuing our discussion on this and talking about how to use your DISC assessment in different contexts. So stay tuned for additional videos to come.
Thanks.